through the 6 with my woes. Count money, you know how it goes. Pray the real live forever, man. Pray the fake shit.
Hey yo, it's the Ayo Show with your guy Ronny My
DJ Ally Bea.
Hey yo.
So today we got a few topics, just some things, since it's been a while since we've been away.
A lot of shit that happens since we've been away.
So we're gonna do a few things that kind of basically really just happened in this week, but just what I think are like things that stood out to me this week. So the first thing we're gonna just start off with is
Boom!
Brian, Bricky Brick. LeBron's non-clutchness and that infamous mirror picture.
King James.
So,
I think this is a result of Drake album.
So I'm gonna go and say my bit first, and then I'll let Ryan go with his. My thing on it is, long time ago, I realized that there are players that are clutch players, and there are players that aren't clutch players. And I love LeBron James as a player, and I think he's a very talented player. I just think he's not the one that I'm going to rely on for the clutch. And I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about him. He's just not the one that is going to be the game-winning person all the time, which does not make him a clutch player. I think that the media kind of portrays him to be this, what did one of my coworkers say? They always go and say and compare these guys when they come in and they're really good. They compare to Michael, and I think I know that they allow that to get in their head. I'm sorry, I don't care what they say, they do. And I think that the media portrays him to be this, like, he has these perfect standards that he has to live up to. And nobody is perfect. I don't care how good you are at something, you have an off night. Especially in sports, you're going to have an off night.
Jordan had
that's what I say. Jordan wasn't perfect. He just was a unique player. And I think that LeBron is a unique player, as well as a lot of other players like Derrick Rose and Steph Curry and James Harden. I think they are unique players. By no means are they Jordan, because if they were, they would be Jordan. You know what I'm saying? So I think that people need to stop. First of all, y'all need to stop looking to him to be the clutch. Then y'all feelings will start getting hurt. That's one. Two, I also think that, to me, you did Cleveland a favor by deciding to go back to the team. So stop trying to act like you have to bear it. You have to bear this burden because you decided to leave Miami and you want to make this decision to go back. Okay, you made the decision. You back in Cleveland. Okay, be LeBron. Stop worrying about oh my God. I'm so sick of him with this. He's getting on my nerves with it. Just play ball. You know what I'm saying? I personally did not think that the Cavaliers was going to win a ring this year. I don't know why he thinks it, but I definitely know that the team has to get some type of chemistry for you to win.
She feel a way about this, you can tell.
Because it's so stupid. You being all emotional behind something that's not going to happen. You are not going to win the ring this year. And that's all I got to say. I'm going to let Ronnie go.
First of all, I think the media, i.e. ESPN, i.e. Skip Bayless, and a lot of people overdo this clutch gene. Let me get this straight. Clutch is one play out of many that may or may not decide the game. Many players have missed free throws. Many players have missed game-winning shots. I recall one of my favorite players, I'm a Laker for life, Kobe airballing the Utah. In a game against Utah in the playoffs as a rookie or second year or whatever. It happens to the best of them. It happens to the worst of them. A lot of times it happens more to the worst of them, but that's a whole different point.
Right. That's a whole other show.
I'm not at fault. This new people taking away his crown or whatever. Things happen. You have off nights. That was petty. King James Harden, that was really petty.
That was so corny and petty.
But all that to be said, I don't have a problem with that. I have a problem with grown men displaying too much emotion on Instagram or social media. The mirror pic, all this motivational thing, really.
So wait, pause. Do you have a problem with emotion? The emotion mixed with the motivation? Because I like the motivation.
Thing. I'd rather, like, if social media was there when, like, a lot of the greats in the 80s and 90s were playing, I can't say that they would do this or not. But by that conversation, when they talk about topics like this,
I don't think so.
They would take the loss, shut up, fuel it to the next game, and go hard the very next game. Which LeBron, 9 times out of 10 is gonna do. I bet you his next game he's gonna put up like 40 or 50 just to shut everybody up. So I mean that's what he does.
I also feel that you being this emotional takes away that it's also a team sport.
It's a team sport.
So you don't lose alone. You missed 2 free throws, but there was probably a bunch of things that happened as a team that caused y'all to lose. And then on top of this, you lost in double overtime. By no means is that a bad loss. By no means, as a team, as a player, is a double overtime win a bad loss. That means that you never gave up. One player does not win or lose a game. Right. I'm tired of these people, these analysts, these experts saying they lean on one person. The only game was one person is golf and tennis. And it's only for playing singles. Right. Even race car NASCAR drivers have a team that builds a car, changes tires, put air in the tires, rotate tires, oil change in 20 seconds. I wish they were open. So he's feeling the way. Like he's feeling the way, obviously. We're both feeling the way.
Putting the blame on one person in most of life events is not the solution.
So we're gonna end this with the fact that So my thing, I'm gonna say what I think LeBron needs to do. You can say what you think. I think LeBron needs to just say fuck him. Fuck Skip Bayless. Fuck me. You know, you might ain't like my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Do you go out there and be a king? A king? Go be a king. Play your game. Lead your team. If y'all don't get to the ring this year, okay, you don't get to the ring. It's not a. First of all, for LeBron, it's not a big to me. It's not a big deal if you don't want to ring because you do have rings. It's more of a big deal because you said you're going to bring a ring back to your city. But I think that he needs to slow it down and grow some patience and understand it. When you first came back to Cleveland, one of the things I commended him for saying was that it's not going to be, it's not going to be it's going to be a process. So, like I posted on my Instagram today, stay patient and trust the journey. That's all I need to do. Stay patient and trust the journey.
On one thing, they definitely have a team that can contend and win the championship this year.
Keep their head in the game.
2, Michael Jordan is Michael Jordan. Kobe is Kobe. LeBron is LeBron. LeBron isn't even like LeBron. He's more like isn't like MJ. He's more like a Magic. He makes everybody on the team better.
Right.
That's what he does. That's his. He's not a temperament guy. He's not a killer killer instinct guy. He can turn it on, but he's more of a I'm going to make my team better.
I agree.
So, LeBron, do your thing. Please, if you ask me, in my humble opinion, I don't know shit, but I wouldn't be on Instagram right after the pick.
I wouldn't be on any social media after a tough loss like that.
Don't talk to me.
I think that
his hairline looked amazing in that picture, though. Because it never does. I'm just saying.
Why are we going there? You're being petty. You're being petty. Ryan, okay, we're moving on.
You need to let that shit go.
Yeah, you need to let the hairline go.
Man, go low Caesar like Jay-Z.
You need to let that go. But, so
Kobe did it. Fuck.
We're going to move on to the next item on our list of things, which is Drake's record-breaking album. The one theme of our talk, or our opinion, or our banter back and forth is going to be, does this album earn him more respect in the game? So I'm going to quickly read off some things about this album.
She took notes.
I had to take notes because this is something that I need people to understand. Like, when people, first and foremost, stop calling the mixtape. Start there.
He sold it.
He sold it.
He let it go
you had to purchase it
at first, like 30 minutes.
Yeah, but a lot of y'all missed that. I've been telling y'all to download that SoundCloud. I caught it, but you couldn't. I didn't.
I bought it.
I bought it because it's Drake. But anyway, so here's some things about it. So Drake, in the first week, the first thing that happened was, he sold, I think it was about 600.
About 650 something. A little bit shy of Queen Bee.
So he was on Queen Bee Hills. That was one thing. The nature of him dropping the album and the fact that this album is pretty much his last album on Cash Money was a big thing for him. Salute to you for that. That was what's up. And he also dropped it during the Diddy fashion show. So that was ballsy move.
Everything stopped.
On the music world and the world that I'm in, So he became the first rapper to top the Artist 100. Now, I didn't know what the Artist 100 is. I'm going to tell you what it is.
Very, very
Basically, it's the first week survey that dictates the measuring of an artist's activity across billboards on the most influential charts. So that would be the Hot 100 songs, the top album sales, and the Social 50. So he topped, across Billboard standards, he topped those charts. So he, in the first week, and he's the first rapper to do that. So no other rapper. Check. No other rapper did that. So that's one.
With the Beatles, one of my favorite groups.
We're going there. Okay. So the data, how they get these data is they blend it from the album and the album sales, the track sales, and radio play and stream. So all that combines for this top 100. Then next thing we hear is the entire album is on the Billboard charts.
What's 14 songs?
It's like 17 songs.
But he got 14 on there.
No, it's 17. I'm gonna say about that. There's a difference. I took notes.
It's a difference.
So the whole album each song has a different chart position basically. So Energy, I'm not saying this is position maybe 2 and this maybe 3. So that's amazing in itself, especially for the rap game. Hell no. I'm sorry, y'all. But so the thing that Ronnie's talking about is he has 14 hits on the Billboard charts. It ties with the Beatles, and that's a big thing to say. So I'm gonna run through the list of songs.
The Beatles. Hold on. Ringo.
The Beatles.
Paul. R.I.P. John. And R.I.P. George. The fucking Beatles. I don't think y'all understand. There's still commercials that plays the Beatles music till this day.
They never lose money. So, okay.
The Beatles, my nigga.
I want to go through the songs that's not Drake's songs. So we have Only, Truffle Butter, Tuesday, and Blessings are the songs that are charted that he's featured.
No coincidence that he's on all of them. Let's keep going.
And then, Energy, Legend, 10 Bands, Know Yourself, No Telling, Preach, 6 Guard, Used To, Now and Forever, and 6 Man, which is my personal favorite. The songs off.
That's the one with the down south flow.
That's the boom and other.
The down south flow. I feel like he was just a lot of No Limit, down south Project Pat shit. Shout out to Project Pat.
As far as me, my opinion about him earning respect in the game, I definitely think that this man has, what is this album, number 4?
Number 4.
This is album number 4, and
since 2010?
It didn't let me down. He's put out 4 albums, and I didn't have to go sit it down and say I'm gonna come back to it.
It was able to roll.
And I'm on it. I'm coming back to it. I'm coming back. When I pull out my phone, I'm coming back to it. 4 albums in, and what? He came out in 2010.
I think this.
Yeah, he came out in 2009, 10-ish or whatever. Yeah. He's not been out that long to have this career. And
take care.
I think that all the talk of him not being able to be an arrogant artist, not being able to say the things that he says on songs, clearly you have 1, 2, 3, 4 songs that you are on that's charted. And I'm going to say on all 40 songs, I enjoy your verse. Tuesday, maybe, I like the regular version, so it doesn't really matter. But I will say on these 4 songs, without him, it will be a void there. Now, so for you to say that he doesn't have respect, I think that people, like I hear, they say he's always in the feelings. Let me explain something to y'all. Men may not publicly be in their feelings, but a lot of the songs that I see on people's Snapchats who are guys are the songs that Drake in his feelings. Like, they're Snapchatting this. They put it on their Instagram. So obviously these songs are. I understand that. He makes songs that resonate, and I think that the reason why he deserves respect is because when I listen to a Drake album, I feel like I'm listening to who Drake is. I don't feel like I'm listening to somebody and he's saying some things, and I'm like, man, he wouldn't do nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? So I think that just the fact that you were able to drop your album like Beyonce, you were able to get the same response. You had people going crazy for hours on end, days on end after that. You know what I'm saying? You sit up and you broke all of these. You put out an album with no promotion and broke all of these records. I think that he deserves his respect. Do I think that he's solidified as a legend quite yet? He's on the way. I'm not gonna say, he's definitely on the way.
My thing with the Drake album, it was a very, very good body of work. Sonically, it's probably his best thing to me since So Far Gone.
Right.
Because it sequenced well. It just, every song really blends into it. You saw the style that he's on right now. You saw hints of it on Nothing Was the Same. You saw.
Yeah, I like that.
It definitely feels like. It definitely feels like those were songs that he caught that he was still recording after nothing was the same, or even in between that he was, you know what? That same vibe. He kept that same kind of momentum, that same feel.
I also like that it made it sound like a mixtape, but it's packaged. It's still an album sound. It's
myself personally,
break, but it's an album sound. You know what I'm saying?
And back to what Drake had. Drake always does say, he's hinted to, I think, one line in there that people want songs like sounding Drake, featuring Drake, a chorus by Drake, and it is very evident that it's either two sounds in hip hop right now. I'm ashamed to say it on a major label. Either everybody sounds like they're from Atlanta, turn up, or they trying to sound like Drake with the 40
formula. Say 3.
Formula.
Oh, you got your DJ Mustard.
I mean, yeah, but that's a Bay Area California sound. So you have people running
and that's
on
really
that.
hard to do. So you're right. It is too. You're right. It's too. You're not gonna get somebody.
So yeah,
Cali gonna do Cali.
So I mean, overall, it was a good body of work. A lot of people responded well to it. It was very out the blue, but it was hints of it. Notably by the Toronto Raptors players that hinted to him having a mixtape.
It was hints, but I still love the way he did it.
But we didn't know when it was gonna come out.
I love that we knew that it was gonna come out. We knew, like we're being honest. That's the only difference.
We knew, but not when.
That's the only difference between
Beyonce.
him and Beyonce. We didn't know. We knew that Beyonce was working. I knew that she was working on something, but I didn't. You just knew. I didn't know what was gonna happen. You know, but I think that I like the fact that you can literally put this album on
front to back.
Ain't nobody gonna complain. Cause when we celebrated on the light, Red was like, she really running this Drake. I was like, but I spread it out. You know what I'm saying? But I like it. Only thing I'm going to say, and I have to say it because I'm from New Orleans, what I did not like about this album, and I'm going to always stick by it. And I can understand how anybody would feel about their language. It was not cool when I said whoa. If I said whoa, I was country. It was, you country, you from Louisiana. That's some country stuff. Drake get out here, and he running through the 6 with his woes. By the way, I ran through the 6 with my woes too, because my daddy lived in the 6 for a stint. You know what I'm saying? And he got my woes, and not everybody got a woe. You ain't got no woe. You ain't have a woe before this. You ain't got no woe. Yeah, I'm feeling the woe.
No,
you ain't got no woe. It's still country. It make it cool. It's still country.
Let me take away from my madness and put it in the conceptual form, because this is pure emotion. Let me give you facts.
I mean, it's a lot of people who want to feel like this.
This is pure emotion.
Cole Young tweeted.
I know. Let me
give,
for me not being from New Orleans, let me give straight facts, because this is emotion. You might not understand the madness you're coming from.
Because if that man said he was done with on there, how would you feel?
No, I'm with you.
Okay.
This is what it stems from. Since the late 80s, early 90s, New Orleans music has always had a sound of its own, from DJ Jubilee, even from the DJ from Brooklyn, the DJ from Brooklyn that made 3 records that didn't pop nowhere. Somebody from New Orleans got it and made the whole bounce.
Because the Trigger Man beat.
Made the bounce.
And I love that extra song.
New Orleans people are very, very proud people, as if everybody, but it's always
it's
a definite chip in the shoulder a lot of times from New Orleans people, because it feels like they don't get the props or the respect that they deserve.
We don't.
And if you can look back on early Cash Money records, early No Limit records, you will see the term "whoa" or "whoa-day," because "whoa" comes from the times "whoa-day."
If you didn't know,
"whoa-day," what's up? Set it off from his mother.
The only person I know still saying "whoa-day" in 2015 is Joshua Rule. Shout out to John.
It's a term that even me being from Baton Rouge and being around New Orleans people, I say what's on "whoa" all the time, just by sure hanging around osmosis.
Right.
You know, just hanging around and picking up. And he's been in New Orleans quiet as kept a lot of times low key.
You could randomly run into him.
And you know,
because I am.
The only problem that really made me mad, and I'm not even from New Orleans, even the whole Complex magazine, they didn't do their due diligence. They just they took things, they had a whole article about things to take away from that. We learned that Toronto people have a Jamaican accent that they thought was fake, but it's actually real. It's a real dialect in Toronto. And that, you know, Toronto people say, whoa, no.
No, they do not. I didn't even notice.
No.
I'm mad all over.
It's definitely something that Drake says.
And I'm going to say this.
And his crew has said because of Drake being in New Orleans. Because, you know, when you travel, you pick up a lot of different things, and people forget in the internet age right now, things could be regional and losing way.
I've been living out here for a while now, and I will probably never say dumb way or retarded because I just can't get dumb. But it's one thing that I take from here. Like, I tell people, what is it? I say, hold that noise. That's me. That's from out here. You know what I'm saying? Go with your move. Yes. That's here. If I was a rapper, I would never. I don't know. It's a tough situation because it's hard to say how could he have ever really put it in the context and people know that they came from New Orleans. We're gonna feel a type of way because for years, people from New Orleans, things have been getting taken from us. Y'all swear to God that Miley invented twerking, baby. Queen, y'all know y'all watch this Big Free the Queen about show. You know she ain't get that from.
Niggas been twerking since 1986.
Right. Nobody can twerk like a chick from New Orleans. I don't care. You might can make it booty clap, but y'all cannot do what we do because that's just it is what it is. So we're gonna move on because that's gonna be a whole nother subject. So we're moving on.
Before we move on, let me put this in. Put this in perspective.
But as a show, we do both like if. What is it? If you're reading this is too late. Shout out to the Chick-fil-A suicide note.
Oh, yeah, that's crazy. But one thing about that, we live in the internet age. At one point in time, everything was regional. You can really trace where something came from because the internet has connected us all in a way where slang travels so fast that we don't really know the origin. You know, guys like
E40. You know where Woe came from. Yeah,
but I mean, if you've never been to New Orleans or if you're not a fan of New Orleans music, you wouldn't know. Like E40 is a slang. E40 is a slang master. He's come up with a lot of terms that we've used in every day that transcends hip hop culture that ESPN people use all the time. So yeah, things get misconstrued. It is Whoa. It's from New Orleans.
Whoa, D.
No problem with Drake using it.
Whoa.
No problem with Drake using it.
So if I wanted to short it, whoa.
And if you're going to spell it right, don't spell it W-O-E. That shit burns me.
I don't care.
W-H-O-A-D-I-E is Whoa-D.
So how you going to spell whoa?
W-H-O-A.
I don't like that. I kind of like W-H-O-E. I hate it W-H-O-E. I'm kind of happy.
But nobody.
I'm okay.
Even when you spell
with you. I'm okay with you spelling it wrong, but know that whoa. Whoa-D.
Oh,
that's what you need to know.
Before we leave that, and the thing that kind of irked me, they said Drake, they kind of put an acronym to it that it means something more.
It does not.
No, it don't.
Whoa-D.
No, it don't.
Whoa-D.
Whoa-D.
Moving on. We're gonna move on back to the sports world. This is a sports and music show. I didn't even realize that. Okay, so Swaggy P decides that he wants to put on his big boy britches. Yeah, I'm really from the country now. He wants to put on his big boy britches and go after all things an ESPN anchor by the name of Robert Flores from Sports Center. I don't even know who really Sports Center because
it's a rotating. It's a rotating.
So anyway, I'm gonna read what he said. I ain't got time for the Swaggy P tweets. I didn't really write them all down, but I got the gist of them because I'm black. So so it was a segment called "What Did We Learn" on Sports Center this particular day, and he said we learned that according to Lakers Nick Young, a dolphin recently tried to kill him. So Nick, while the dolphins are trying to kill you, your girlfriend's trying to kill hip hop. Let's call it even, okay?
Hold on, before we even go that way, dolphins. When you swim with dolphins, you're only swimming with women because male dolphins tend to be very, very violent and will kill you or try to rape you as a woman. That is proven.
Hashtag the more you know, go to thebeehive.net.
The random thought for the day.
That really was.
So every time you go swim for dolphins,
on Instagram for everybody to know.
Whenever time you swim with dolphins, you don't swim with women. Males are very, very violent. They will try to kill you. But go ahead. You swim with males.
So in response, Swaggy P decides to say some foolishness about he has to see him again. It's like he really was upset. You know, the usual how I'm gonna go at you for talking about my girlfriend. First of all, I was going to talk about this today on the show regardless, but I also watched ESPN His and Hers today, and I realized
Jamil, what's up?
Shouts to Michael Smith and Jamil. They're actually the kind of the what you call it, the inspiration for this whole show. So anywho,
he's from New Orleans.
Shouts to Michael Smith, definitely from New Orleans. But I realized Swaggy P has gotten himself in a whole. I'm really about to sound all kinds of country, a whole heap of trouble. Because they was like, I know he about to go after an ESPN anchor. Now, if you don't watch ESPN, this is a very close knit bunch of people that work.
Everybody hang with each other.
They come to each other's shows. They popping in. They have no problem going sit on each other's shows with somebody. They may not always agree with each other's say, but they have their back like a family. So you play basketball.
For the Lakers.
Who's not having a good season.
We not at all.
You're not really doing what you're supposed to be doing on
not
the time. So you need to really be focusing on that.
Basketball.
And these people are responsible for covering you.
Yes.
So now you know what you just did. So in my mind, you're not gonna go after all of the radio people and all these stars who have pretty much said the same thing about your girlfriend, and they're all right because she didn't win. How many Grammys did she win? Well, how many Grammys did she win, Ron? How many Grammys did she win? She won 0. She won 9. Zilch. Nothing. Zero. She won nothing.
Music kind of cool.
To say who she is, the color she is, and all the things she has supposed to go on for her, she won nothing.
That was the backlash. So, that was probably due to the backlash of hip hop.
She ain't the people who won show deserved it too. So anywho, she didn't win anything. I just feel like if you're gonna go after this guy, you're gonna paint it as you're going after the media. Then the media is also Rosenberg. The media is also all of these Charlemagne and all these different people
and they have
who
more of a platform than you.
Right? Who have more of a who's going to have more of an effect on her career? This guy on SportsCenter don't have that effect on her career for making that one comment. So you're going to go after him. So yes, I'm gonna stay on the side of yes, because the question really is, was he out of line? Yes, he was out of line.
All right, I'm gonna say this as a Laker fan. Swaggy P, Nick Young.
Right, why because that's Swaggy P? What's the P?
I don't know.
What's the P stand for?
I don't know.
Maybe I should look that up.
No,
perhaps.
I don't know. He might swaggy perhaps. I don't know. But
swaggy perhaps. I like that one.
Nick, look at me. I'm a Laker diehard. I've been born into this. My father's a Laker fan.
So you ain't
no choice, and I loved it.
Michael Jordan, all that. 32,
I was there when Nick Van Exel and them was losing.
You are
Vladdy Divac and Campbell and Eddie Jones. Weird looking ass and Kobe. Like, I'm there. Like, so for y'all, and that shit y'all pull when y'all won that game and acting like y'all won the championship.
Wait a minute.
Fuck you, I'm still pissed off about that shit.
Wait a minute. Back to Iggy.
Oh, let me bring it back for a second.
Because he's feeling weak. Iggy.
Bro, concentrate on the basketball game.
Right.
Your girl is a grown woman.
Right.
I understand.
And she's in a game.
But try to understand the realm that you live in. These are people that, for one, they're not very fond of your game.
Right.
So you giving them extra ammunition, us extra ammunition to talk about you.
Because I'm still trying to figure out why you call yourself Swaggy P. I'm on that alone.
So like,
ain't nothing swaggy about your game.
It's not a hip hop show. Their opinion about hip hop should not even offend you at all. You know what you should be offended about? Everybody else is in hip hop that has an opinion. But you know what? You're going to be fighting every day.
First of all,
you're going to be fighting every day.
No, Ronny, you're wrong. You should not be offended because you are playing basketball. And you're
not rapping.
The season is currently going on.
Your cousin raps.
Focus on the season.
Listen to Kendrick. You from Compton. You don't blast Iggy. Stop acting like you fucking do. You fucking her. That's your old lady. You love her. Whatever. But dog, you cannot tell me. Look me in my eye. And tell me you blasting her before you play. You play I'm so fancy before you play. Get the fuck out of here. And if you are playing I'm so fancy, you need to be out the NBA. That's why you playing like a fucking bum. I said it. Next thing, I don't want to talk about it no more.
Okay, you call him because he was feeling the way.
Laker, bitch, play like it. 17 champions, nigga, play.
Okay, we're gonna move on. Okay, so ABSO released a song called 47 Bars, produced by my favorite, Alchemist.
47 chakras as well.
Hold on. 47 Bars. And when he released the song, instead of him, putting out a tweet saying, here's my new song, 47 bars, you guys. I don't know how I figure out. I really solo ho or whatever he would normally say.
Solo ho.
He decided to tweet, I'm probably going to get dropped from TDE from this. So, first of all, I was upset because when I first tweeted it, for whatever reason, I could not get it to play, so I listened to it a whole day later. But anyway, it's a very, very dope song, but I seen this one coming. This is what I'm going to say about, because the whole, this topic here is his future with TDE after 47 Bars.
Don't overdo it.
I seen the 47 Bars coming. I seen it coming. Okay, I am a very big TDE fan, and there's a like a little, they do, you know, a little vlog. There's a vlog out. Not old vlog. It starts off with the eat. That's what the whole eat. We gonna eat. You gonna eat. There's eats out there. So in portions of the eat thing, because it's like two parts to it. In portions of it, there's soul there. And so they're talking, this is when it was on the BET Music Man tour. So everybody has their little times. And so they, you know, of course Kendrick has the most time, but Soul had the least. 10 minutes. He had like 10 minutes. So he says, Absol, nutrition. That's what I am. I'm nutrition. I ain't even, like, you know, but if you have, like, okay, so I was fortunate enough to go to the House of Blues show and the show out here. In New Orleans, people were like, when he got out here, I guess because it's more college students, it was more Caucasians there, it was just more mixture of people there.
Yeah, we was fucking with them.
It was more, like, 10 minutes wasn't enough. He should have got 15. Nope. And on the flip side, in New Orleans, people would, you know, so, I mean, Schoolboy Q and more of a J-Rock and like a, you know, a Kendrick Lamar thing. Out here it was like solely J-Rock and then Kendrick. A lot of people really didn't, you know, Q was kind of like, you know, wishy-washy. So, just from those type of things and knowing that out of all of the artists on TDE, he is the more, they always say that Kendrick is this conscious artist. I always looked at Soul as that on TDE. He's the more, even though he's like, well, he smoked, but he's the one that really be dropping a lot of gems more than, Kendrick drop his gems, no doubt. We know Q.
I like Soul.
Q is like a hood gem dropper, and then you got J-Rock is like the older brother.
Soul really
but Soul really, Soul's gonna talk about the pineal gland. You know, like he's going through it. He's gonna really drop
47 chakras. Open up your mind.
You know, he's doing a lot of things. Like, you know, he's saying a lot of things that people wouldn't normally say, and he does it in his own special way. So I feel like, you know, I feel like because we know how TDE is ran, we know that they're ran like a family. They basically Top Dog makes them hang together. Like, y'all gonna hang together, y'all gonna learn to like each other. This is how this is gonna work. Because SZA and Isaiah, I can never say his name. Yeah, they did not even like each other. But y'all are new. Bam, y'all together. You know what I'm saying? So I can't say that. I think for Q and Soul and Kendrick, it was more of an organic thing because they had to come through the whole trenches together. So they have that thing that we went through this together. But he was frustrated because y'all wouldn't even release these days. I mean, not these days.
Okay. These days?
Yeah, it's called these days. I'm tripping. These days. You know, like, they wouldn't even release that. And when I saw him being frustrated about that, I was like, okay, I don't know if TD is the place for him. You know what I'm saying? And I think it is. I just think that they need to figure out. You figured out how to market Q. You figured out how to market Lamar. Now you need to figure out how to really market Soul because he has his own thing. So I think that he has a future with TDE. I just think that they're going to have like the family dinner. You know, the air out laundry. What's your problem? Because he said things in the end of the song that made you feel like he feels like the child. Like there's always the sibling in the family that feels a little less loved and a little less. And I feel like that's who he is.
Watch this. For one, I feel like a lot of TDE is one of the jokingest people ever, groups ever. They crack on each other, they talk shit, and they laugh, just kind of like the homies do from wherever. If you really out here like that, like that's how I grew up, snapping on my friends, and that's what it was. I really don't feel like it's a very, very personal thing. I do think there's some truth to him having a chip on his shoulder, which he should, about him not getting the shine that he could. Now, I'm on the side of Top Dog and whoever decided not to put out These Days when he did, because I've been listening to Soul for a while. That was far from his best work.
Yeah,
it was subpar at best, and he could do a lot better, especially after long-term series and Control System.
After Control System alone,
like that, like
Control System was a very well put together project.
So, like I think they probably like, okay, you want to put it out, we're gonna put it out,
and
boom,
let you see what happens.
And see what happened. Now, as opposed to Kendrick and Q, their music, their albums are better. Their music is always better. Kendrick is taking his sweet time to make the best content he possibly can. Soul say he turned in like 3 albums, but I feel as though Soul works best when he's in some type of concept. Even though these days it was supposed to be a concept, I was supposed to be making fun of or poking fun at rap these days.
That always goes so bad when you do that, you know.
It can either go really, really great or really, really bad. There's no in between with concept albums.
Right.
You can either execute very well or you're not. But these days was lackluster at best. I have a few favorite songs off there, but I can't listen to the whole thing.
I agree. I love these days, but it took me a while to love it.
But I think 47 Bars is a great song. I really feel as though
47 Bars is a soul we know.
Yeah, 47 Bars is a great song. And I feel as though it's really like no real big thing. Of course, it's going to be with TDE. I don't see him leaving ever. I don't see it really being a problem.
That's what I mean. I don't see them letting him keep the chip. I feel like if you are, like you said, they are a very family-oriented type of label, and it's not a fake family. Like when I always knew the Cash Money family thing. It was not, because the deals ain't right, so it can't be. I feel like like I said, it's gonna have to be however they sit down and air out what they do behind closed doors. It's going to happen because you know when you have an artist like Soul, because for Q had to make the album he made with Oxybora. It was make or break for him. He didn't have a middle ground riding because you were coming right after Good Kid, Mad City. So you had to come with it. And me being a radio personality, Q went through some singles where he got to what they was going to push. Well, you know what I'm saying? And I think that with these days, there is really no single on that album.
Another thing is, you have to understand, Kendrick is in the scope Aftermath.
Right. So he has really
Schoolboy Q is definitely in the scope. J-Rock was Strange Clouds with the homie Tech 9, and he's probably waiting for his deal to expire before he do another album, which makes more sense. He's not just not dropping albums and not dropping music.
I feel like J-Rock rides in the lane of J-Rock. First of all, I love the fact
J-Rock could probably be
I love the fact that they all understand that we would not be here without him putting himself out there first. So J-Rock opened the door for them, and I feel like every time you give J-Rock a little piece of the time to shine, you like, damn. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not even worried about J-Rock. I'm not worried about him. I just feel like, Ab-Soul, he is that artist that you have to nurture because he's not going to be a Kendrick. He's not going to be able to make something that's going to be able to kind of, you can mold it and, the public's going to like. Schoolboy Q works because Schoolboy Q is a weed head. Like, that's what he is. And he's also a hood nigga. And there's a bunch of weed head hood niggas out there in the world. And he's talking about things that these people do. And they understand it. The people who are into the things that Soul is in, there are very few people who are like me or like Ronnie that are like across the board and could be into Soul and then go over here and be into Gucci or something like that. There's not that many people like that. So you have a lot of people that are into Soul that are not considered the mainstream. So you have to figure out, I feel like it's there for him. He has his crowd, he has his following, but he's going to be like the Talib or the Common on the label. So you need to nurture that.
Definitely can make, I feel a masterpiece coming from Soul at one point in his career.
Just knowing his background, like if you ever read up on him as a child and having to go through the Steven Johnson syndrome, like I can't wait for him to really open up about that.
But he's done that. He's done that on Book of Soul.
Yeah, but I mean, like really. Not just one song, but like really, because you can put it on one song, but I like to know, like, how you live with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, as a child, it's one thing to have that type of thing as an adult, but that's different. Then you have, your girlfriend.
He has enough ammunition to have
he has a lot of things
to make a really classic
that is going to really sit with a lot of people. I just think that once he gets over his chip and they kind of, let him know, look, you're okay here, we accept you. Because if that's the case, sister, she got a chip. Isaiah too, because all three of them, they kind of, they're not bad artists. They just, you have to work with them more. So that I don't think that he does not have a future with TDE. I don't see him getting dropped. I'm like, Top Dog, not about to drop you for that, baby. You got to say something worse than what you said. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You didn't say anything bad, You said
you gotta start rooting for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
I think that what he did, what he's gonna do for his future with TD is gonna wake them up to the fact that okay, we need to sit down with some of the city going on. You know? Okay, so that was it. LeBron, you need to pretty much play. Be king, be a king. That's what we got from LeBron. No more emotion. No, please don't take. Look, as a man, a mirror pick is always going to go wrong.
Always.
It's never going to be right. It's always going to be
His
right.
hairline was on fleek, though. Drake.
James Harden, stop kicking people in the groin. That was not cute. Drake, keep doing what you do. Drake, we have nothing there. You're not doing anything wrong right now. I just need you to hurry up and put that tour together so I can get my tickets. That's all I need to do.
Swaggy P.
Swaggy P.
Play fucking basketball.
There you go.
Like a bitch. Like, play basketball.
Don't worry about what's not yours. Hip hop is not your arena. You don't rap. She's a grown woman. She wanted to get in this male-driven industry. She gonna take care of herself. She done already took herself off of social media, so she good. She'll be alright.
Play fucking basketball.
Absol.
Do you, boo? Do
you,
boo-boo. Do you, okay?
Boo-boo kitty.
Do you,
Is he
boo-boo?
boo-boo kitty?
Do you, boo-boo?
Kitty?
It's alright, man.
Okay. Absol.
Do you?
You can also keep doing you.
So,
as long as it sounds like 47 bars. And add out with TD. So, I'm aYe.
Hey, as the guy Ronny My. Oh, yeah. Raekwon new single, Wall to Wall. French Montana, Busta Rhymes, that shit hard. Feline, Fly, International.
I don't know why we
luxurious,
always gotta get up in this camera because
shit.
he.
Hey, Raekwon, my G. That's my G, man. Fuck with Ray, man. Wu-Tang forever. Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck
Bye,
with.
y'all.
Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with. The RZA, the Jizzle.
I just want us to say bye like normal one time.
Play basketball, you bitch. Fuck you, mean, boy.
Bye, y'all. I don't know why he in his feelings, but this has been an AO show with
That nigga ain't shit.
I'm sorry.
Your name is Nicholas, bitch. Nicholas.
6 with my woes. Count money